Welcome back to the Junius Maltby channel, everybody. I know it's been a long time since we've been doing videos, and there's been so much that has gone by. It's hard to even pick a place to begin in discussing the volumes of information that there really is to talk about. I mean, look where we are today. Oil prices crashing, hitting record lows. I guess today oil was below $60 a barrel or something for a brief period of time. And, it's just causing ripples throughout the entire world economy. But one of the biggest articles that I've seen lately in topics in the news, which is actually not that easily found online. You would think that news as big as this would kind of be more frontline or front page, whatever you want to call it. But I guess people are more consumed with, news that pertains to possibly celebrity idols such as the Kardashians or whoever at the time. But that news is the GDP, the gross domestic product of China, and the power and scope and size of their economy now passing that of the United States. For the first time in a long time, in decades, the U.S. is second place, second-rate economy. And that's coming out from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, with those numbers and those facts. So, you got to ask yourself, how does it feel if you're a U.S. citizen and you're watching this, as I am, how does it feel to be second place? And I think it's one of those things, they always hear that phrase, the analogy, the tip of the iceberg. I really think that we are looking at the tip of the iceberg here. China's in the middle of building, financially backing and constructing the largest canal, I guess you'd call it, that's going to be connecting the Gulf of Mexico with the Pacific, similar to the Panama Canal. However, as you all know, the Panama Canal has somewhat expired or been dated. It's basically obsolete when you compare it to the size of the ships that are being constructed today to transport goods. That being those large, super containers. Those giant transport ships require a larger canal system. And so what we're seeing is China has then backed the construction of a giant canal. And pardon me for not getting all the facts on this one right away. You can look it up, but I believe it's further north than the Panama Canal, and it may even be in a different country. But I just didn't think it was that big a deal to get all the facts on it. I know that it is being built, and the U.S. has no financial ties or investment supposedly in that project. So it just shows again, even in construction of worldwide, infrastructure such as that, which is going to benefit a lot of economies, the U.S. doesn't have a part in it. And when you look back, almost 100 years ago, with a plan to Canal Panama, and the construction of the Panama Canal under Teddy Roosevelt, and in those times, the U.S. was definitely a more powerful influence in construction globally, in economics globally. And we are in that waxing phase of our nation. And it just seems like today, due to decisions and policies, that we're more in a waning phase. So buckle in, buckle up, keep your eyes on these things, and just keep your eyes on the news. It's interesting times, as we've said before. Gold's holding strong, if you want to talk about that for a second. It's amazing. Think about this for a minute. Oil has plummeted. Now, typically gold and oil are hand in hand. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. They walk along together, and they're always flirting with each other. And a lot of the price of gold that you see and you hear about, and this is from what I've read over the years anyway, a lot of times gold is valued the way it is at times because of the amount of oil expended in its extraction. I remember, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I remember hearing years ago, probably 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 years ago, that it was taking around $750 worth of diesel fuel to produce 1 ounce of gold at the commercial mining level. Now, if that's the case, you would think that if the price of diesel plummeted, the price of oil and fuel plummeted, that the production costs of gold would also drop. And so they could get away with selling it a little bit cheaper and more of it would come to the market. You would think that it would impact the price, right? Also, look at this stock market. We've seen the Dow go to almost 17,000 and up almost 18,000. You've seen incredible growth. Everyone talking about unemployment being gone, and you've seen at the same time oil plummeting, and gold's holding strong at the mid 1200 range, which is to me incredible. You would think with the numbers coming out and with all these other variables that gold would be sitting around $600-700 an ounce. I think that these times actually point to the strength, the absolute strength of gold as an economic vehicle and a savings vehicle, despite what people tell us and the counter propaganda. I think gold is strong. I think it's very strong still. I think it's got, especially if you look at right now, a lot of room to move up. If we look at any weakness in the numbers that we're currently seeing, and we see a breakdown, and the Dow starts to plummet, maybe if oil starts to come up, you might see gold just ricochet off of where it is and skyrocket a little bit. Who knows? I don't know. A lot of the big wigs have been wrong in the past, and people I read that I pay attention to, that I base a lot of this information on, they've been accurate at times, and there's been times they've been inaccurate, just with everyone else. Everyone else is this. I don't think anybody that talks about economics or looks at it, regardless of their qualifications, when you look at the videos online or read the articles, it seems like it's all a bunch of weathermen. Some people get it right, some people get it wrong, some people get it right half the time. But, you just got to wade through all of it and, I guess, see where you end up at the end. But as we all know and as we all have talked about on here before, this stuff, it's not the most important. There's a lot more importance out there, a lot more things. It's not, I heard a quote recently and I really liked it. It's not what you have in this world. It's who you spend time with in this world, and who you love, and who you share a meal with, and who you share a coffee with, who you share a conversation with. The what, the material possessions and wealth, none of that is ever important. All right, that's it for the Junior Small P channel today. Appreciate it, and I hope you got something out of this new video. I know it's been a while, it's been a long while, but it's a pleasure being here, pleasure talking with all of you. So, America, second place. America, second place. Take care.